own home. Welcome to WFAA News at 5:30. I'm Chris Lawrence. The community is demanding answers for Atatiana Jefferson's death. And in the last 30 minutes, Fort Worth PD updated us on the investigation. WFAA's Bradley Blackburn joins us live. Bradley, kind of wondering why they called this because they didn't provide very much information.
Chris, this press conference was far shorter than we imagined, just a couple minutes long, and many of the facts that they went over, they had already shared in a press release that was put out yesterday. But this was the first time that this department has appeared before cameras following this incident, and they did confirm a few important things. First, they confirmed what the family's attorney had already told us, that Atatiana Jefferson's 8-year-old nephew was with her in the room when she was shot and killed, and they also confirmed that when officers arrived at that home for a welfare check, they did not announce their presence. They did not verbally say that they were police. Police did release the body cam from this incident yesterday, and it shows the responding officers looking through an open door and going along the side of the building, and then that moment, just less than 2 seconds, when the officer gave his verbal command and then pulled the trigger. But at no time did he say who he was, and he never said that he was police. Police did tell us why that happened and why this officer felt threatened will be addressed during the investigation. Let's listen to some of what Fort Worth Police told us just a few minutes ago.
The officer observed a person through a rear window in the residence and fired a shot at that person. The officer did not announce that he was a police officer prior to shooting. What the officer observed and why he did not announce police will be addressed as the investigation continues.
Much love to my brothers and sisters in the spirit. Thank you for checking your sister out. I go by Qurint. I welcome you to my channel. Let me first start off and say before I get started, everybody do their readings differently, okay? And I just want many of you to have a listening ear. Don't be so distracted. Just have a listening ear and hear your sister out, okay? Because you came here for a reason. You won't answer it. And we know the spirit realm knows all things. I take no credit for what I do. I do have the gift. And this is my way of giving back and shining my light and being of service to my brothers and sisters. Once again, I thank you. Please know with this video right here, I will not be leaving the comment section open. I have my reasons. My intro to my videos, if any of you want to leave feedback, you're welcome to go to that video and leave your questions, or you can email me, okay? The choices are yours. And I apologize that you will not be able to leave comments. You always have some, bad apples. People hear what they want to hear, and a lot of people who disagree, they just take it to a whole nother level, and I'm not here for that. I'm in my heart space, and I'm in a place of love and compassion, and I have to be able to, do what I do, okay? I just let the spirit lead me. I'm not trying to be real carnal right now. I'm letting the spirit lead me, and whatever comes out, comes out. Okay, but please know that there's nothing set in stone. All things can change, but at the end of the day, what's going to be is going to be. Okay, let's all just continuously, love one another, pray for one another, and definitely pray for Atatiana Jefferson. May she rest in peace, but definitely pray for her loved ones that have been left behind, because they have really a crazy ordeal to go through, okay? I mean, they're going to need our love and support. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get started. Now, first, what I do, I go by, what I sense, okay? And for those who have the gift, it's not, it's not just like, what I think. It's a feeling, and I just have this gift of knowing, what it is that the spirit is trying to convey to me, as well as I use these tools as a backup, my tarot cards. And you will see me lay a spray of the tarot cards as well. But let me just say this real quick. I wrote down some questions. Okay? as well. And I have received answers already. Now, what will be, will be. And many of you have the right to disagree. It's okay to disagree, but let's disagree in love, okay? I'm going to read out the questions and the answers, and then I'm going to pull my tarot card as far as for more clarity and confirmation. Okay. We know that this sister had passed away over the weekend, okay? And she was shot by an officer. They have not revealed who the officer is. What I have since from within, okay, because I definitely want to shed light on this darkness. I sense that it was a male officer, okay? And I also wanted to know, will the officer get fired? Due to the pressure of this case, I sense this officer will end up getting fired. So the family will definitely receive justice in that area. Will the officer get sentenced when it comes to the trial? Will the officer get sentenced guilty or not guilty? I hate to say it, family. I don't sense it being in the favor. I sense it for the most part, this officer would end up being sentenced not guilty. And I say that because also, I also sense that this officer did feel threatened. Now, y'all might say, well, why you say that? I mean, because we know these officers can be trigger happy, and this officer was trigger happy. Let's just say this officer was not trained properly. Let me just say that. But due to him, for whatever reason, okay, seeing that silhouette, through the window, all right? And of course, he did not get the proper command as far as letting her know that he was an officer first. He's definitely guilty in that area. But with all of this, looking at all of this, okay, they're gonna take that in effect that by him saying, he was fearing for his life, he probably end up being not guilty. Okay, he'll probably get a not guilty verdict. And I've said this also in the Amber Geyer case. I was saying that she probably would walk, but in a way she is walking, because for the most part, Amber is going to get. I sense she's going to get less than 5 years, family. A good, maybe she probably end up doing a good maybe 3.5 or 4 years. Okay, so she's still walking. She has her life ahead of her. She can still have children. If he do end up being guilty, it's going to be something similar to Amber Geyer. Let me just say that. But I do sense that he will get a sentence of not guilty. Now, the officer also wrote, also one of the answers are the fellow officers that night plotting in the favor of the officer who shot Atatiana. I apologize if I pronounced her name wrong. Will they try to justify the officer actions? And I sense yes. They stick together, family. Okay, it's like a game. Okay, they all stick together. Please know that. But you know that. Okay. So with that being said, these are my findings as far as me meditating on this case. Okay, and we go ahead and do the reading. And I will be using 2 decks just to make sure I'm receiving confirmation. Okay, the spirits are well complete here. All right, family, let's get to this real quick. I pretty much gave you an insight of what I had sensed in the spirit. Let's see what these cards have to say, okay? Wow. Okay. I will be using backup these cards too, okay, family? Well, what I have received so far with these cards, I have received a card that says fulfillment of wishes, okay? So there will be justice for the family in some type of way, okay? Because everybody I know is definitely praying. And when we pray, prayers does change things, okay? But like I say, I feel when it comes to this that the officer will end up being fired, okay? Moment, choices, decision. Moment, choices, decision, okay? Last thing for this card is that officer had a choice, okay? He just reacted, he didn't operate in the training that was given to him, he pretty much, overreacted too soon. But I let the cards do the talking. Firm foundation with this card right here. I sent this as speaking on behalf of the sister that was killed, Atatiana. Okay, she had a firm foundation. Sacrifice. The sister was sacrificed. Yes, indeed, she was sacrificed. Light. There shall be light at the end of the tunnel. And of course, I sense with this card, this sister definitely had a strong foundation in her faith. So I sense no need to worry about her anymore. Her troubles, and as far as the cares of this world, is over with. This sister is in a whole nother plane of existence, and she's not suffering anymore. Please know that. Heart chakra. This sister had a beautiful heart. I sense also, she was very well liked, loved, and a people person. Okay, she was definitely in her heart space. Financial and material changes. Well, let me just say this with this card right here. Let me just say the family will definitely benefit when it comes to this. Okay, and then many of you know what I mean when it comes to that. They choose to go this route, they would definitely benefit, okay? If they choose to take suing the police department, they would definitely benefit financially. Intuition. But let me just say this, the officer definitely didn't use his intuition that night. Let me just say that. Moving on. This card speaks for itself. Moving on. Stand your ground. Let me just say this. Anytime you try to expose darkness, yeah, uh, the powers that be can't stand that family. They cannot stand it, but one must stand their ground, okay? For any of you who are praying for this sister, for those who, are, marching and, for those who are trying to expose this hideous act that has happened to this sister, especially for any eyewitnesses. Stand your ground. Stand your ground. Sadly, we know what happened to the young man Joshua. For whatever reason, this case is not about him, but a lot of times when you try to stand your ground, it can backfire. But this card says stand your ground. Okay, so on behalf of the family of Atatiana Jefferson, stand your ground and fight the good fight. Fight the good fight. And let me say this also. This card right here, stand your ground. This is a very powerful card. We all need to, it's like I said, it's okay to agree and disagree, but we all need to come together, okay, and be on one accord, not be so caught up in, the ego, wanting to be right, okay? Let's all come together in love and stand for justice, period. Right is right and wrong is wrong, okay? Now, another other meanings with this card is say this card comes at a time when you're being tested and challenged. There are many be fierce competition and potential rivals surrounding you in your personal or business life, but know that you have the strength and inner courage to stand your ground. So this message, if her family members watching this video, I give you my condolence, but this message is for you. Stand your ground. Don't let these so-called police force bully you, okay? You stand your ground and know that it is He that is in you that's greater than He that is in the world. And you are divinely loved, guided, and protected, all right? You put that shield, okay, the armor of God around you, okay, and operate in your faith, okay? It's around that light around you. You shall be divinely covered and protected. And that goes for any of you who are watching as well. Okay, we all pretty much know what the sacrifice card means, okay? This card can also symbolize a period of transition and change, okay? The solution you seek may be slow in coming, but it could be necessary to live into the answers, accept the things that you can't control. Accepting the things you can't control, because we know no matter what, it's not going to bring Tatiana back, family. We know that, but we still want justice for her and her family. This card can signify that there's a situation happening in your life and you can't control the outcome. This could be a good moment to pause, rest, have patience, reflect, and meditate, okay? So as you see, this card has many, many meanings, but we all know at the end of the day, the sister was sacrificed. And let me say this real quick, just giving many of you a little insight. Well, I'm sure many of you sense this as well. It's pretty much confirmation for you. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. Let me just say that. But you notice every time there's a similar situation that has happened before, okay, when they want the smoke to die down, let me just tell you, I don't care what state it is, okay? They can cause another scenario to something similar to happen to throw people off, getting them to stop talking about one particular case, and now they're on another one. That's called distraction, family. And I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about, okay? To get everybody mind off of the Bolton Jean case, which has already been, we already have a verdict on that, but it's still a lot of people hot about that case, okay? People still want justice. They're not happy about the things that was going on inside of the courtroom, shall I say. They see a lot of foulness that's going on, all this brotherhood, sisterhood, how they all work together, covering for one another. Let me just say this, by this being a whole nother case, okay? And definitely ain't too far away from each other. This taking a lot of people's mind off of that case, and now, it's something else to talk about. See, that's distraction to throw you off. But at the end of the day, it's still the same BS. Okay? This sister was sacrificed. This sister was definitely sacrificed. But out of it, money will not bring her back. But if the family decided to do a civil suit, okay, it would be in their favor. Okay? And I know that, she would definitely would want her family taken care of. Because if something happened to me, I want my family taken care of. I'm like, Mom, do what you have to do. Do what you have to do. It won't bring me back. But I know you're taken care of. All right? Mom and Dad, do what you have to do. So just know, family, there will be fulfillment of wishes. Okay, everybody's praying. Like I said, nothing is set in stone. About everybody's praying, there's going to be some type of justice, and the ultimate justice is for that officer to be fired. Okay, get him off the force. He will be fired. This is what I'm sensing. Because the department can't take too much heat. People stand together. Okay, people have to stand together. Everybody had to be on one accord and stand together from the least to the great and know that right is right and wrong is wrong. And when you stand for justice, okay, everybody on one accord, there shall be change. These are my ancient divination cards. I'm just seeking a little more confirmation. I want to know what many of you want to know. Are the officers plotting in the darkness? Is this plotting going on in the darkness, trying to justify what the officer has done? Sorry about that, family. The officers plotted behind the scenes, trying to justify the actions of that officer. Okay, this card represents crystal healing. It has many, many meanings. But what we want to know is, are the officers plotting against? Are the officers in the background, okay, things that are done in the dark, shall I say, are they plotting as far as trying to justify their fellow officers' actions? All right, family. This card is not. All right, family. This card is not really answering my question, but it came out for a reason, okay? And this is what the spirit want all of us to know, okay? I'm still gonna pull another card, but the spirit want many of us to know this, all right? This card is speaking about healing. I guess it's just too much, chaos going on, which causes confusion and bitterness, and people harden their hearts. And I do understand that, this case and many others are bothering me as well. But this card right here is signifying healing. Okay, let me just read what it's saying. Many of you might not want to hear this card, but it was pulled for a reason. Okay, this crystal card may also indicate that there's too much energy that has been spent on hurt, disappointment, and anger. It is time to let go and move on. All right. So that speaks for itself. Um, but that's an individual choice, okay? People have the right to feel how they want to feel because to feel is to heal. But like I said, this card was pulled for a reason, so I will pull another card, okay? I just didn't want to ignore this card because it's pulled for a reason. Okay, at the end of the day, there must be balance. Too much of negativeness, we know how that is. It builds up, and that's what chaos kicks in, and we don't want that. All we want is justice, but we gotta do things decent and in order, family. We gotta do things decent and in order. The officers plotting in the background to justify the killing of that officers killed. All the officers plotting in the background to justify the action of their fellow officers. Yes. Okay. Speaks for itself, doesn't it? This is the dice gambling card. Okay. It has many, many meanings, but let's figure out what this card is trying to tell us. Okay, family. I'm looking at all the hidden meanings of this card, but what stands out is it's saying making important decisions, okay? And also, wherever you decide, you will be supported. You will be supported. Okay, this is what's standing out with this card right here. So to answer many of your questions, that which is done in the dark shall come out to a marvelous light. The officer that killed Atatiana Jefferson, his fellow officers that had showed up that night, will they back the officer up as far as supporting that he is justified for killing this sister? Okay, it's a gamble what they're doing, okay, but they are making a decision pretty much in the favor of that officer. So that just to answer your question, yes, they will be getting their story together. That's what I'm trying to make. It's a gamble in a way because, like I say, make it make sense. At the end of the day, make it make sense. It's a gamble what they're doing, but for the most part, yes, this officer will be supported, okay, by his fellow officers. Like I say, it's a game. Nothing. I call it the blue game. To tell you the truth. So anyway, family. I'm trying to think of anything else to say, but just by looking at these cards, at the end of the day, this card is very powerful. Like I said, I know many of you don't want to see this card, but this card representing healing. Because at the end of the day, we cannot bring the sister back. but we can pull together and be on one accord and stand our ground, okay? And start praying, because prayer changes things, okay? If I was all praying and be on one accord, okay? All this helps the family, okay? They receive the support, and that's where the healing comes in, okay? It's community coming together, no matter where we live, okay? I'm in North Carolina, no matter where we live, this affects us all, okay? How can it not? Because it can happen to any of us. But, there shall be light at the end of the tunnel, regardless, okay? There should be light at the end of the tunnel, regardless. Was the sister sacrificed? Yes, indeed. As plain as day, she was sacrificed. Okay? But I still look at it as though it's part of distraction. Spiritual wickedness in the high places know how to move. Let me just say that. It knows how to move. But there will be fulfillment of wishes. There will be fulfillment of wishes. So in some type of way, family will get some type of justice. The main thing is get that person out of there. Get them fired. That's the main thing. Okay? But out of all of this, and like I said, a lot of times, when things happen, family, a lot of times we can't see ahead of us why things happen the way they do. Okay? We cannot see ahead of us why things happen the way they do. But at the end of the day, for the family, there will be a strong, firm foundation, a financial reward. Okay, if they decide to go ahead and sue, and it will help them to be able to move on as well. Okay, and she will want that for them. Will it bring her back? No, but she will want her family taken care of, because we all will want that for our family. She was a beautiful sister. Like I said, this card speaks for itself. This is her. This card speaks for itself. She was definitely in her heart space, very well liked. What I'm sensing about her, she definitely wouldn't want, her loved ones, being in internal conflict, of sorrow. She would want them to eventually get to that place of, keeping her in their hearts, because she's with them anyway in the spirit, and to move on as well as to heal. Okay. And we know to heal is to feel. So if many of you are feeling right now, it's okay. However you choose to feel, it's okay. But do things decent and in order, family. And I'm only speaking for those who knows what I'm talking about, okay? Because chaos equals chaos. It ain't helping nobody, okay? Things must still be moved decent and in order, okay? According to the spirit. But the police department, they are definitely playing their cards, okay? They stick together. We all know that. So that's pretty much all I want to say, family. So I'm getting ready to end this video, but let me just say this. This card to me stands out more than anything, okay? Had this officer been operating and using his intuition, okay? Thinking logically that night, or logical, shall I say, that night, okay? This sister would still be here, okay? Like I said, he did not, state that he was an officer. He just reacted, everybody cannot handle that type of job. And tell you the truth, I don't know if I can handle it. So that's why I stay in my lane. What I'm, as far as my gifts, shall I say, I stay in my lane, when it comes to things that I'm good at and I know I'll be able to handle, in that situation, he did not use sound judgment whatsoever. Okay. I'm sure there were other avenues that he could have went by, as far as maybe if her door was slightly open, they could have hollered inside the door and said, this is the police, is anybody in here? Is everything all right? I'm just throwing some scenarios out there. According to this card, he did not use sound judgment. Okay, his training, he was not operating his training whatsoever. He pretty much went in fear mode. Let me just say that. And that is a stressful job, but you still got to do things decent and in order at the end of the day. Okay? Because had he done so, the sister would still be here. These trigger happy, scared cops, we don't need that. We don't need that. Because they can take any of us out at any time, and just, play the victim mode or, I fear for my life, they can pull their card out anytime. Okay? So I love you all in Christ. I'm sure pretty much what I was saying, many of you were sensing this anyway. I pretty much just wanted to get to that place of giving many of you some clarity and, as far as, the background of what I sense from within, from the spirit, of the divine within me, of what's going on, those things that are hidden in darkness. It is a lot of, you know, um, yeah, it's a lot of plotting going on. Let me just say that. Like I said, the police force, they are a gang of themselves, and they are all about themselves at the end of the day. Even the good cops that are there, they really don't have no say so. They really don't have no say so because they can easily be targeted as well when they see corruption. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm through with that. Much love to my brothers and sisters in the spirit. Thank you for checking me out. If you want to reach me, you can reach me at qmccwest@gmail.com. Okay. And I apologize once again for many of you not being able to leave in the comments. But to me, it caused a lot of confusion. It really does. And it's nothing but distraction. You come here to receive answers. And there are other people I'm sure there are doing readings as well. So you're welcome to check them out to receive other confirmation. Because I'm not here to tickle nobody's ears, all right? I just want to be a light and shed some light on the darkness that has happened to the sister Atatiana Jefferson. So peace and love to you all. Thank you for stopping by, and bye for now.